Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like these videos, please consider buying this watch or your next watch from JazzTime.com. To find this watch, simply click on the link in the description below and you can buy it at the lowest price anywhere online. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a Rolex Milgauss reference 116400 GV with a green crystal black dial and a PVD DLC case. I'm going to talk to you guys about the bezel, dial, case, bracelet movement, and of course, the PVD process that turns this watch black. Give you my thoughts and try it on. So let's dive right in. This watch, as you can see, let's start with the most obvious thing, which is it's black. Normally, Rolex Milgausses come in stainless steel. This is stainless steel, of course, but we've added a process to it. Probably many of you are familiar with it. It's actually a combination of PVD and DLC. To get into the specifics, I don't really know exactly how they do it because we send it off to our watchmaker and they do that for us. We've done many of these, and what it does is it adds this black color to it. As I understand, I've seen part of the process. They bake this PVD into the steel so that you cannot remove it. So again, it's one of those processes that if you decide to do it, just make sure that this is what you want because it's not coming off. Uh, what do they have to do? I've seen part of the process, as I said, is they take the entire thing apart. They take out the dial, movement, everything. And then once they're just left with the case, they take the case only. It's kind of like taking a car, taking out the engine and leaving the chassis only. And so that you're only left with the bracelet, the bezel, and the case. No dial and no movement. Those come out. Then they take this, they put it in some oven and bake it. As I understand, it takes approximately 3 weeks for it to be fully cooked and baked into the steel. And once that's done, they go through a process of cooling, and then they put back the dial and the movement. Now, interestingly, we can also do things with the dial. For example, we can change the luminescent to different colors. We've done this on other watches. If you want to see what those look like, just simply go to jazztime.com and use the filter that says PVD DLC, and you'll see that on whichever one, like the Submariner, Explorer, etc., that we've done it on all of them, all the major sports watches from Rolex. In fact, it can be done with pretty much every watch that has a stainless steel base or even a titanium base. So that's you can, in this sense, you can actually customize your Rolex. So a lot of people, they like the Milgauss, they like the green crystal, or they like a different watch, but they just want it to look a little bit more special. And we've even had people who only DLC PVD the side of the links, not the shiny part, not the high polish, just the sides and the case. And they've done this on a black Daytona to give it some extra personality to it. It's kind of like taking a suit and just tailoring it just to fit you exactly, and maybe adding a few accents to it to make it just really stand out. And a lot of people do it. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but a fair amount of people do it, and it really customizes the watch a bit and makes it look unique. You can do it in any combination you like. You just tell us and we'll do it. The most common though is to PVD the entire thing, and that gives it a black look. And another benefit to that is that when you're walking around, it just looks like a black watch. It could be a G-Shock. It would actually take the would-be crook, or they say you don't want to be like you don't want your watch to stand out too much. You could get it PVD'd and it won't stand out. It'll just be a black watch. You'd have to really look carefully to see that it actually was a Milgauss or a Rolex for that matter. So it's another way to not only customize your watch, but also to make your watch go undercover. Because let's face it, almost everybody can recognize a Rolex, and especially bad guys. So if you PVD it, you decrease the chance that would be robber could notify, could see which watch you're wearing to realize that it's a Rolex. So at any rate, it's a very cool thing to do, and it adds, of course, it adds some cost to it. I believe on our website right now, we're probably selling it for, I think, 15,000 or something like that, somewhere around that range, or 14,000. I'm not sure. The watch itself is around, I think, around 15, because the watch itself, or 14, sorry, it's 14,000. It doesn't really matter. It's prices are subject to change at any time, but at least as of 2023, that's the price. The watch itself is like around 11 or 12,000, and the PVD process, it's around $2,000 or $3,000, and that gets it, in this black color. Now, some people have asked me, is it scratch proof? No, it's not scratch proof. Nothing is scratch proof. Even a diamond is not scratch proof. Okay, the hardest metal, you could scratch a diamond with another diamond, right? Or you can scratch any material. So nothing is scratch proof. Is it scratch resistant? Yes. Smashed if you have it, it's not going to get smashed, like not going to have. But if, of course, if you abuse it, then of course it can get. Now you could always just reapply the PVD, send it back to us, and we'll reapply it. We'll polish it down, make it flat, and then we'll reapply it. So that's another method. Okay, now I've talked enough about this PVD process. I think what we need to talk about next is probably the dial. The dial is a 40 millimeter dial, and all the stuff that pertains to the factory Milgauss also pertains here. It's an Oyster steel case, monoblock middle case, screwed on case back with a winding crown, and it's about 12 millimeters in profile when you turn it on its side. Okay, and I guess I should also say what else is very interesting about this watch is that it has a green crystal, and then that green crystal is, as Rolex says, they call it a secret process. A green sapphire crystal is unique watch crystal developed by Rolex. It is scratch proof, fade proof, and available exclusively on a Milgauss. I'm probably going to have to agree with that. I have not actually ever seen another watch with a green sapphire crystal. So I probably have to agree with that. I've seen it in person. I'm looking at it in person right now, and it looks great. I really think it's a fantastic looking color, and it adds a lot of accent. Now, I want to actually bring your attention to something else here. I'm looking on the Rolex website as I do this video for you right now, and they actually have a picture in their gallery that looks like a PVD Milgauss. It actually looks exactly like a PVD. I don't know why they done it like this, but it looks like a PVD Milgauss, except I guess it's a kind of lighting. But if you go onto the Rolex.com /watches/Milgauss, then you'll actually see it. And just look through the gallery. They actually make it look just like this one. So, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. So anyhow, they also make this green crystal with a blue dial, so it depends which one you like. That's also an option. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the bracelet. The bracelet is a Oyster bracelet. They only make it on one kind of bracelet, not on Jubilee. It has let's look at the buckle now. The buckle is a folding Oyster clasp with a 5 millimeter comfort extension. That means you could pop it out at the back and it will extend 5 millimeters for hot days, or it could go down 5 millimeters for cold days or in an air conditioned room. So it gives you that flexibility without actually having to change the break out the tools and move the pins yourself. You can simply just pull on this back thing and it'll click in place. That's the good thing about the bracelet. Now, I've told you about the crystal. I guess I should tell you about the bezel. There's not too much to say about it. It's smooth, as opposed to what other bezels that Rolex offers, which is fluted, which is more dressy, which this is not. It's supposed to be a scientist's watch. It's a case that is meant so that it can withstand some magnetic fields. Okay, I'm not a scientist, I just sell watches, so I don't know all the details about how that exactly works, but I do know that this case actually is thicker. Sorry, if I told you it's 12 millimeters in thickness, I was wrong. The Milgauss is actually thicker than that. 12 millimeters is like a Datejust. This is using a Datejust case, but I've actually taken off this back case right here. When you take off the back case, there's actually a second case. Okay, and the second case, I believe that's what allows it to have this magnetic shield. So like, let's say you're a doctor or a scientist and you're working around MRI machines or something that has magnetic. Well, if you didn't know that magnetism can actually mess up a watch, not permanently, but it can magnetize the watch such that it stops working. I've had this happen, and like customers send the watch back to us and say it doesn't work. All we do is demagnetize it, hand it back to them, and it works again. But this won't happen on a Milgauss. There's no magnification because magnetization, sorry, because it can simply withstand the magnetism. It has this anti-magnetism case, which is a secondary case inside its outer case. So you pull off the outer, you unscrew the case back, and there's another case back. So there's two case backs. Make sense? Two case backs, one of which I believe is for anti-magnetism, and one of them which is to block the water coming in. The outer case being blocking the water, the inner case meaning to block the magnetism. And that allows it to be, as I said, used in situations where there's magnetism, such as MRI and whatever else uses magnetism. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And true to its name, I believe it probably works. I've had some doctors buy it from us. I don't know, they never called me back and told me they had a problem, so I'm assuming they don't. Now, let's talk about the movement. The movement is a 3131 that is precise to plus minus 2 seconds a day and has a power reserve of 48 hours. Nothing's changed here. They didn't upgrade the movement. It's a no date movement. It's simply time only. So I'm not really that surprised it hasn't changed. Maybe they'll change it in the future. So it still kind of looks like the old school movements that they've been making for, like, I don't know, the last 20 years. So, but it's not a bad movement. I mean, it only has to do one thing, which is tell time. There's no date, there's no chronograph, nothing. So, I mean, how complex do you want it to be? It's already plus minus 2 seconds. I mean, that's pretty darn good. The only thing that could be improved is maybe the power reserve, but I don't know if they want to. Anyways, okay, that's up to them. So now I've talked to you about every single part. I'm going to try it on my wrist. So take a look at it on my wrist here, and you'll see it's got a thicker profile. If you look at it on the side, it's a little bit thick, but it's still not bad. It's not too thick, you know, just a few like maybe a millimeter more or something. I'm not sure. And if you look at it, it looks great with this PVD. I think you would agree. It definitely adds some flavor, some color, and you know, personality to this watch. And my thoughts are, as I told you probably in the beginning, you know, my recommendation is, yeah, if you want a watch that is a little bit undercover, that still has some personality, that's a little bit different from everybody else's steel watch, you could PVD your watch. Now look, if you have a watch that you've been wearing and you're getting a little bit sick of it, or you know, you want to change something of it, you know, it's kind of like painting your car. You know, if you don't like your car in black, you can paint it blue, and that's what we can do for you. So you can take your existing watch and send it to us, and we'll PVD it. It's the cost is around, I think, $2,500 to $3,000. Depends on what you want to do to it, but something like that. So if you want to do that, you can. If you want to buy this watch as it sits, just simply click on the link in the description below. You can buy it at jazztime.com for the lowest price anywhere online. I think this watch is great. I think it will look good on you. It's undercover, and you should buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.